You can imagine for a minute that you are in the assembly shop of the Messerschmitt factory in fascist Germany. This building was once in the Third Reich, and within its walls was the assembly of the well-known Messers, which brought death and destruction to our land. As compensation for the destroyed cities and villages, for the huge human losses, the Germans handed over this factory to us in reparation. The structures were dismantled and brought to Krasnoyarsk. The factory was built by prisoners for 7 years. The last barracks in Komsomolsky Gorodok disappeared at the end of the last century. The building that now houses the Free Trade Complex was the main building of the TV factory. Later, it became the Iskra Association, a twice award-winning enterprise. It had mechanical and assembly workshops. From the Institute of Non-Ferrous Metals as an engineer in the Central Factory Laboratory. I really enjoyed my work, but due to the circumstances, my family moved outside the Krasnoyarsk region during the perestroika period. When we returned 10 years later, we learned that the factory had been closed. This is very sad, because there were 14,000 people outside the gates. For many of them, it was a terrible tragedy. It must be assumed that the factory was headed by stupid, incompetent people at the time of the collapse. Now, many years later, when the factory is no longer in operation, when the equipment has become obsolete and has been decommissioned, and when the veil of secrecy has been lifted, people are openly talking and writing in newspapers about how the factory produced unique radio equipment for submarines, satellites, missile systems, and so on. This equipment was not only supplied throughout the Soviet Union, but also to many foreign facilities. About 14,000 people worked at the plant. Over the years of work, an army of highly qualified specialists has grown. Designers, turners, millers, locksmiths, assemblers, installers, and equipment adjusters. Many of them have been awarded orders and medals. People were aware of their contribution to the creation of our country's defense shield and were proud to work at such a facility. In the 1980s, the 10th building, which is now home to the October Fair, was constructed. In the third block, in workshop number 72, a unique microelectronics manufacturing facility was established. This facility was equipped with high-tech equipment. The room's sterility was regulated to allow for 40 dust particles per cubic meter of air. The goal was to provide the entire country with advanced microelectronics. Additionally, it was envisioned to supply half the world with high-quality computers, televisions, and other electronic products. We wouldn't have to buy equipment from the Japanese or the Koreans. During the restructuring, the factory was in agony for a long time before it ceased to exist. Naturally, the question arises: who benefits from this?
At the time when the preparatory work for the filming was being carried out, the film crew discovered the production company, Technoros, among a huge number of supermarket stores. Our surprise knew no bounds. It looked like an oasis in the middle of a sultry desert. In the building where the compressor station was previously located, lathes and milling machines were operating, and products were being produced that were in demand on the market. Upon further examination of the factory's machines, it was discovered that small enterprises were operating in the former workshops number 13 and 23. Yenisei Tool, specializing in the manufacture of stamps, molds of various products of the engineering profile. Max Med is the production of enclosures, frames, and other things. Arsenal Plast IP Fedorov manufacturing of plastic products. Iskraprim, production of metal structures. Elberg, production of radiators of heating.
Alexander Lee Pemron, Director of the Yenisei Instrument, said, despite the enormous difficulties, we managed to maintain production. But the most important thing is that we are lucky to have retained a team of highly qualified specialists. We are currently developing new products. At the moment, in particular, we are manufacturing a shovel for snow removal. White 500 mm white. Funnily enough, the Celestial Chancellery itself is helping us, because these products will be in demand in the fall. The Krastic Mechanical Repair Department is also working. Sergei Karapetin, a veteran of the TV factory, is in charge.
Искры из глаз — это про нас, завод наш родной, что стало с тобой. Куба на связи, Фиделю привет. Америка знает, наступит рассвет. ЦРУ снятся армсы, торг снится ему. Готовится план взять искру в капкан. Связь — это нерв, а нервы крепки. Но все же к заводу подкрались враги. Пышным букетом торговля цветет. Вспомнит, кто ль искру сомнение берет. Мы не прощаемся, нет, не грусти. Мы еще молоды, вся жизнь впереди. Мы не прощаемся, нет, не грусти. Мы еще молоды, вся жизнь впереди.
It makes no sense to list the names of the leaders. It's a huge list. I would like to say separately about the plant managers. As an advanced enterprise, the plant flourished in the 70s of the last century, when Vyacheslav led it. Shildon. A very energetic and responsible director. During his leadership, the plant literally thundered throughout the region as an advanced enterprise. The factory has economically built a palace of culture, a dining room, and a gym with a swimming pool for its employees. Dormitories, residential buildings, kindergartens. For high production indicators, he was promoted to Moscow. He is an honorary citizen of the city of Krasnoyarsk. According to the will, he was buried in Krasnoyarsk at the Battle Cemetery. The veterans remember director Krulov. In the photo, he is the first from the left. He instilled a production culture in his employees. He stood at the entrance and sent the workers home to change into civilian clothes. He forbade them to come to the factory wearing padded jackets and military boots. What do you ask? Nostalgia? No. Nostalgia is a painful longing for the motherland. We, the veterans of the plant, gather once a year, drink tea, sing songs, remember our youth, remember our friends and comrades. Many of them have already left us. We joke. Why did they extinguish the iskra? Of the leaders. It's a huge list. I would like to say separately about the plant managers. As an advanced enterprise, the plant flourished in the 70s of the last century, when Vyacheslav led it. Shildon. A very energetic and responsible director. During his leadership, the plant literally thundered throughout the region as an advanced enterprise. The factory has economically built a palace of culture, a dining room, and a gym with a swimming pool for its employees. Dormitories, residential buildings, kindergartens. For high production indicators, he was promoted to Moscow. He is an honorary citizen of the city of Krasnoyarsk. According to the will, he was buried in Krasnoyarsk at the Battle Cemetery. The veterans remember director Krulov. In the photo, he is the first from the left. He instilled a production culture in his employees. He stood at the entrance and sent the workers home to change into civilian clothes. He forbade them to come to the factory wearing padded jackets and military boots. What do you ask? Nostalgia? No. Nostalgia is a painful longing for the motherland. We, the veterans of the plant, gather once a year, drink tea, sing songs, remember our youth, remember our friends and comrades. Many of them have already left us. We joke. Why did they extinguish the iskra?
The history of the plant is sad, and since we are optimists and humor will save the world, not beauty, let's listen to a funny story from the plant's veteran. When the construction of the plant's Cantina Ivushka was completed, the building is now occupied by the regional branch of Sberbank. A trench was dug for laying pipes. Suddenly, a representative from the plant's management came running. Immediate digging of the trench, the minister is coming. Let's lay a bridge for the minister. To bury it is in order. The trench was buried. And the minister instead of Krasnoyarsk flew to Irkutsk. The trench was dug up. And the minister on the way back from Irkutsk to Krasnoyarsk. Urgently to bury. Bury the second time. And the minister held a meeting in the factory management. He did not go to the dining room, flew to Moscow. The trench was dug up for the third time. Expanded, and prepared, like the whole country, for total modernization. All of this contradicts the thesis of stagnation that prevailed in the Soviet Union at that time. There is always hope for the revival of the plant. There are many reasons for this. The production of computers, cell phones, and other electronic products is a promising and highly profitable business. The macroeconomic situation is favorable. There are sensible people in the country who care not only about their own pockets but also about the well-being of the entire nation.
Искры из глаз — это про нас, завод наш родной, что стало с тобой. Куба на связи, Фиделю привет. Америка знает, наступит рассвет. ЦРУ снятся армсы, торг снится ему. Готовится план взять искру в капкан. Связь — это нерв, а нервы крепки. Но все же к заводу подкрались враги. Пышным букетом торговля цветет. Вспомнит, кто ль искру сомнение берет. Мы не прощаемся, нет, не грусти. Мы еще молоды, вся жизнь впереди. Мы не прощаемся, нет, не грусти. Мы еще молоды, вся жизнь впереди.